Yo, what up everybody, Arie here, and in this video we're gonna do a case study on a brand that I just stumbled upon in my newsfeed that's in a saturated niche, but it's still been able to pop off in the past few months significantly. We're gonna go over their store design, their branding, and then we're gonna go over a little bit of their marketing strategy just to see how we can apply it to our own e-commerce businesses. So if that sounds exciting, then subscribe to the channel because we're doing these case studies all the time, and also talking about some other things like investing and whatnot, just everything related to online hustle. So subscribe to the channel and let's not waste any time and get right into it. So first of all, the store is called Addicted. So it's kind of a play on words, you know, they're trying to say addicted, but it's addicted with an E. And as you can see, it's a fashion brand. Now, fashion has historically been one of the most consistent niches in all of e-commerce. I mean, fashion is absolutely huge. And as you can see, in the past, 20 years nearly, it's remained very, very consistent in terms of search volume on Google, which is actually a really good indicator of a long-lasting niche. Now, of course, with the popularity of the niche, that also means that it's extremely competitive and you could consider it saturated. However, this is such a great example of a brand that's been able to actually thrive in a saturated niche. And really the way that they were able to do it, just from a quick glance, is through their branding. I mean, it's very bubbly, it's very youth oriented, and so are their clothes. I mean, it just looks like they're creating products that are very eye-catching. It kind of reminds me of like a Euphoria vibe. I don't know if any of you guys have seen Euphoria. If you have, let me know in the comments. I'm just curious. But yeah, I mean, their website is beautiful. They clearly spent a lot of time making this really nice. Now let's look at their branding page, because usually brands just send traffic to specific landing pages. So as you can see, it looks really like Fashion Nova and all of these other fashion brands. So that's why I found this so interesting, because even though this brand, you could say, is copying those other brands, and those other brands just have basically an insane amount of competitive advantage, you can actually see a brand like this continuously going up. So the traffic data on this looks beautiful. I mean, it just looks like a really bullish upward trend. It's really satisfying, honestly. So last month they were able to get 167,000 monthly visitors, which at an average order value of, let's say, $60, that at least equals out to be $200,000 per month, which would be over $2 million a year. So they're running a strategy here where they're saying everything is 50% off, but they're not offering free shipping. So that's a big thing that I see in the e-commerce space for those of you that are just getting started, is that you think you have to give out free shipping, but there's so many examples of stores out there that are thriving like crazy and they don't do free shipping. They actually make the customer pay for shipping up to a certain amount, which makes a lot of sense for two reasons. First of all, that helps your margin. You don't have to cover shipping. And second of all, it actually incentivizes customers to spend a little more money on your store, which is pretty lit. I mean, as you can see, this right here is $66, but if you only spend $4 more, you can get free shipping. Now, a second thing that I find curious about this brand is their logistics. So I'm pretty sure they actually ship a lot of their products directly from China, and you can see that by the business days that it takes to actually deliver something to the US. They're clearly using a sourcing agent. But that's really it for the website. Now let's move on to their social media strategy, because I think this is something that's much more worth noting. So basically, this brand, I think the reason for their success really is because of their omnipresence. If we take a look at their traffic distribution, you can see that it's actually pretty spread out, and most of it is from YouTube. So they're running YouTube ads, they're probably using a lot of YouTube influencers, but then also obviously Instagram, that's classic for a fashion brand, but then they got Pinterest too, and even Twitter and Facebook is like a pretty decent percentage of their traffic. So this brand is the perfect example of an omnipresent brand. So they're posting on every social media channel, recycling their content from one social media to the other, and this way they're actually able to bring in a lot of consistent revenue. Their Pinterest literally has 500,000 monthly visitors, which is crazy, but they're really trying to funnel most people to their TikTok now, which makes sense since TikTok has a lot of viral potential. And the TikTok content that you can post, you can also repost on Pinterest and Snapchat as well, and even YouTube Shorts. That's something I mentioned recently and why I'm so bullish on this style of content. So if we look up Addicted on YouTube, we can see so many people doing hauls for Addicted. So this is how they're driving so much YouTube traffic. I mean, they're just partnering with people on YouTube. So very smart. I mean, this video, for example, from 2 days ago has 77,000 views. That's organic. So this video is for sure going to get over 100,000, maybe even a million over time. And that's all traffic that's going to be funneling into their website consistently for as long as this video is up. So that's what's pretty cool about this strategy. And I thought it was really worth it to highlight it for you guys. Now, surprisingly, they're not actually posting a lot on YouTube. So if I was on their team or doing some sort of consulting with this business, I would tell them to start repurposing their TikToks across all social media, including YouTube, especially since they already get a lot of traffic from YouTube. So might as well double down on what works. So the last thing I want to look at here is their paid media, because this is also how they're driving a lot of their traffic. As we saw, 22% of their traffic was from Instagram, which usually means it's coming from ads. So as we see here, very simple marketing. I mean, literally just image ads with a percentage off. So nothing too complicated, but these images are very much branded, like really well produced and very eye-catching. I mean, again, this gives me like really youthful, like euphoria type of vibes. And that's a really popular aesthetic right now. So it's no surprise to me that these things are doing very well. So with that said, if you want to get more inspiration, I have a whole playlist like this on my channel. But what you can also do if you want to get more deeply involved in the online hustle game is you can join NetSphere, which is my education company. You can read more about it here, but it's been really amazing to watch this community grow. And I'm excited to continue to provide value for the members. If you're not interested in that, we do also have an art branch of the business, and you can find posters like the ones you see here in my videos. But that's about it. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in my next one. Peace.